So, back row, our right to left, is Nico Hülkenberg with Mark Webber in the middle, and then Timo Glock. Front row, our right to left, Michael Schumacher, Sebastian Vettel, and Nico Rosberg. Nico Hülkenberg, just starting with you, but actually this is a question for all German drivers. Your best memories or your major memories here at Hockenheim. It doesn't matter whether it's a Formula One memory or any memory, just racing here, your best memories or even spectating.
Well, actually my first ever Formula car race was here, 2005, with the Formula BMW, the opener here in Hockenheim, and luckily, you know, I won the first race right away, so great memories for me here. I've raced in Formula BMW quite a lot, in Formula 3, 2010 and Formula 1, so a place I've been racing at a lot and enjoy being here.
Thank you very much. Timo, your best memory here?
Best memory was definitely in 2006 when I won the GP2 race. In the last lap, I think I overtook the leader, won the race, so I think that was the best one. And not the best memory was in 2008 when I finished the race in the wall in the last corner. I had to go to hospital, so a bit of up and downs here.
Up and downs. Nico.
Hello. You hear me? Hello. Yeah, you know, it's very, very special to come here. I've been here, as Nico said, also so many times, you know, testing in the winter and in the summer and testing all the time and driving all kinds of races, and now coming here as the Silver Arrow driver, which was already the case 2 years ago, but still, it's great, and a lot of friends, family coming, and I really enjoy the track, and I have high hopes to do a top result here.
Any particular major memory?
For example, winning the... Well, no, actually, I was already BMW champion at the time, but then there was the last two races here, and winning them was great memory, for example.
Mm-hmm. Major memories here of Hockenheim, either even spectating, when you were here spectating?
Yeah, I remember the first time we came here. I came with my father in, I think it was 92. I was 5 years old, and we came on a Friday. It was raining like crazy, obviously on the old track, and we were waiting for the cars to come, for Michael to come, but they only did the installation laps, but that was already enough, because, you know, it's just to hear the cars, the sound, to see them, see the spray was quite unique. So that's a nice memory. A couple of years later, I was here to watch again Formula One Grand Prix on the main grandstand, and it was very hot. I remember they sold water for 10 Deutsche Mark, so which was very expensive at the time. And later on, when we left, we found out that they just refilled the water bottles from the tap. So it was quite a good business. And yeah, obviously after that, through Formula BMW and Formula 3, similar to the two Nicos, obviously a lot of racing here. It's not far away from where I was born, so where I grew up. Therefore, yeah, it's always special to come here.
Thank you. Michael, obviously 3 wins here. What are your greatest memories?
Yeah, I guess it's the first one in '95 when I stopped at some part of the track because I think I stole the engine and got towed back to the pits. That was in a way nice, because lots of time to enjoy the atmosphere, the fans, and the appreciation for... I mean, I had to wait for such a long time, although in '94 we already had a race-winning car, but then retired, and yeah, '95 finally a German won a German race.
Well done. Thank you. I'll come back to you. Just some individual questions now. Nico Hülkenberg, Vijay Mallya, your team boss, says you need more luck. Not you personally, but the team needs more luck. What do you feel is required within the team? Your point scoring on a regular basis now?
Yeah, I think you always need luck, of course, but you also need pace and speed, and you need to be competitive, and especially now in the midfield, that is very, very tight, very difficult. Mostly, we see each Saturday and Sunday that 1 or 2 tenths can make a big difference, and our main rivals have scored some big results, a lot of points. So now we really have to dig deep, keep our heads down to be within reach and keep the momentum up.
Okay, thank you very much. Mark, finally to you. After 199 Grand Prix, you've re-signed with Red Bull Racing. What does that mean to you to re-sign for them again next year?
After how many races?
99 Grand
Yeah,
Prix
sounded
with
like
them.
199, yeah. I haven't done 199 races, but yeah, it's been a long relationship, and yeah, we're going to be working together again next year, which is very exciting to continue the challenge to stay at the front. And you know, this year's obviously going pretty well, and there's a big reason to keep the focus on for that as well. So the continuation of that moving into next year is also helpful.
Looking at the last couple of Grand Prix, Red Bull Racing have been very competitive. Obviously, you won the last one. How important do you think that it was, that update in Valencia, and to have it in Valencia rather than, say, at Silverstone?
Yeah, well, there were two different venues, two different temperatures. So it was important for us to get those parts to the track in Valencia to sort of validate a few things and give us a direction. Yeah, it's always nice if you can get them earlier than a race later, because you just learn so much earlier. So I think that ultimately it was a very good decision. Very, very difficult to get the equipment to the track, but the boys did a great job, and Valencia was the first step to understanding some new stuff with the RB8. And but as you've seen, it's very, very tight. You need to pull everything together to win, and yeah, we want to be at the front again this weekend.
Okay, thank you very much. Timo, obviously the Virgin, or Mauritius rather, development has been very difficult over the last few weeks, but how much optimism did you get from the update at Silverstone, and how is that going to play out in these two Grand Prix?
Yeah, I hope we just have more stable conditions here to learn more about it. It was quite difficult for us. Yeah, to see really what the update gave us, but it felt better in the race. Pace was quite good. So I'm looking forward to a good weekend here. We have some little parts again, which should give us a little gain, but it's difficult if everyone else makes at the same time, at the same race, an update or brings an update, and that's sometimes a bit difficult then to see the step, but definitely the car improved, and I think in the next couple of races we should have a couple of bits and pieces coming.
Okay, thank you. Nico Rosberg, after a very good start to the season, things seem to have just gone off the boil a little bit. How can you turn that around?
Yeah, I don't think that's quite right. It's just that we haven't maximized what we had in the last few races, and that then eventually finished with a race in Silverstone where, yes, the track didn't really suit our car. So it's maybe not quite the right picture. I still think we have a good car, you know, and I still think if the conditions suit us and we get a grip on the tires, like at a track here, for example, in Hockenheim, which suits our car a lot better, I think we will be able to do a very, very good result.
So you're hopeful of certainly turning it around here?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. Okay, thanks very much. Sebastian, very strange statistic that someone's come up with, that you've never won in July, and yet you really want to win this Grand Prix, obviously. Just talk to us about that.
Yeah, Michael just said if it doesn't work this year, then we move it to August. So, I don't know, or June. I don't know. Yeah, obviously it would be very special to win here. I think, you know, first of all, to have the chance to race in your home country is something very special, and being able to win would be incredible. So, yeah, we try again. But I don't believe in, you know, a bad month or a bad date in that regard.
Okay, thank you. Michael, obviously, as I say, 3 wins here. Many times here, your home Grand Prix, very important for Mercedes, their home Grand Prix as well. You seem to be on the ascendancy as well. What are the chances this weekend?
Well, I guess the most difficult race we have behind us, that was Silverstone. Here, Hockenheim, it will naturally suit our car much more natural, and I'm obviously a lot more optimistic. Indeed, I mean, we want to give it a good show and give it the max effort that we always do, but anything extra that can be done for all our Mercedes colleagues that we have visited yesterday, and they will be here, some of them for the race weekend, supporting us, crossing fingers for us. I mean, we love to do well for them, and if one of us two can be on the podium, I think that would be great.
Okay, thank you. Some questions, yes.
Question to all German drivers. Have you ever been to Hockenheim camping? And if so, what are your memories there?
I haven't been camping myself, but yeah, we 2 years ago, last time we've been here, we went to the campsite and yeah, to visit the fans. So yeah, there have been plenty of fans, and obviously the atmosphere was very special. I don't know if you have been there already, but if you haven't, then you should go. I think you will get a beer for sure. So yeah, it's good atmosphere, good vibe. So I think the people come here and enjoy the whole weekend. Hopefully the weather is not like Silverstone this week, so yeah, otherwise it will be quite poor for them. But
Anyone else? Timo? No, sorry. Yeah, Kate Walker.
I've got a question for all of you, please. A driver's career is full of highs and lows. I was wondering if you could tell me how you keep your motivation, how you keep your focus in the low period so that you can get back up to the highs.
Who was that for? All of them.
It's really normal in sport, you know. And sport is all about highs and lows, and it's the lows that are the difficult ones. And you really, I for myself have learned to push through them, to learn from them, and then come back stronger. And that's motivation alone, you know. That you want to come back on the other side even better than before, and do a great job.
Who else can talk about that? Mark?
Yeah, adversity is comes with the territory. You know, if you have a very low ambition, let's say, and you set your goals very, very conservative, then it might be a little bit more stable. But when you want to achieve great things or special things, then there's going to be some adversity along the way, and getting back up from the canvas is part of the rules, and sometimes failure is part of success. You need to have that to be successful.
Anyone else?
Well, in our sport, I mean, we're obviously privileged to drive these cars, and for us it is a big excitement to be involved in this sport, and it's natural that you want to do the best that you can do. And it doesn't matter what happened yesterday, it's something you learn very quickly. It only matters what you do at the moment and you might do in future. That's what it's all about. So I guess it is a school that you go through in the early days in karting, and that's what you grow up with. Partly it's a character that you have or build up. So no, to all of us, I guess it's very natural.
Anyone else? Timo?
I think in general we had that question yesterday from a fan as well, and for me it's quite easy. I think every day is a new possibility, and it's very easy for me to motivate myself. And so there is, we are in the greatest championship, I think, in motorsport, and there is no reason to be not motivated.
Okay, thank you. Simon, just stick your hand up, as this lady is going to give you a microphone.
Mine's a question for anybody who wants to answer it. It's Lewis's 100th Grand Prix this weekend. I'm just wondering what you've made of Lewis's time in the sport up to now, what impact he's had, how you rate him as a competitor, and just generally whether you think he's made the best of the advantages that he's had up to now.
Who'd like to answer that one?
I think a happy 100th then, and I think you better ask him whether he feels he has done the best or not.
He wants to know what you think. How tough a competitor is he? No comments?
Well, I mean, he's certainly one of a contender since many years in the championship, so he's one of the stars that we have around. I mean, we are for the fans so-called gladiators, and that's what the fans want to see. I mean, to give it all and to may sometimes exceed limits and to establish yourself. And he's been through that in good ways. So I think for all of us, he's a very serious competitor, and it's good to have people like him.
Okay, thank you. Anything more? Sorry, Simon. I'll come back over here later. Yeah.
A question to all of you. Nürburgring is suffering a lot of economical problems. Your comment on this, and what does it mean for you racing at Nürburgring? It might be we won't see it any longer there.
I think in general it would be a shame, to lose the race. I hope it's not going to happen. For me, it was every time great to race at the Nürburgring, and I hope we stay there for a bit longer and had great memories there. So I hope they can sort the problems out.
Sebastian Michael.
Yeah, equally. I mean, it's a lot of history that for all of us German drivers relates to the Nürburgring track and race. And we just wish the situation well and hope we will find solutions and be back there as soon as we can.
I think it would be a real shame to lose Nürburgring as a race. Obviously we hope that the Nürburgring recovers quickly. Your wallet is bigger than mine, so you could buy it.
Mark, actually, you've been a winner there.
Yeah, it's a sensational little track, and obviously you have the big circuit out the back. So I think the Nordschleife is a track which has to stay in the same configuration and stay open for forever. It's just done. It's such an amazing, one of the most famous bits of tarmac around the world, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful circuit. The long track, obviously, the short track is also pretty good. But let's hope. It continues on the calendar. It's a great little venue.
Okay. Nikos? No, okay, all said. Yeah.
Mark, in Silverstone you were sort of saying your contract, you'd sort that out later on, then 2-3 days later it was signed. What happened? What changed? Why was it so fast?
Well, because I'm not going to tell you guys I'm going to do it in 2 days, am I? So obviously we get ready to announce things when we're ready, and that's just, there comes a date when let's announce it. Okay, done. And for me to keep the situation calm, the tactic worked okay. We have to deal with this stuff on lots of different situations, on many different aspects of our stuff out of the car, and this was just one of them on a contractual sense, and pretty straightforward really. Stay at Red Bull, move on.
Yeah, either Heikki or Livio. Carry on. Yeah, along here.
Sebastian. Yeah. You have 104 points less compared to last year after 9 races. How much different is your feeling?
104. No, I don't know. It's different, of course. I mean, obviously we had an incredible year last year. A good start, a lot of points, a lot of wins. This year, I think, we had 2 DNFs, and all in all, I think it has been a tricky season. Obviously, a lot of guys and a lot of cars that are very competitive. So naturally, I think it's a different season so far. But feeling-wise, I mean, I feel as happy as last year, really. So looking forward to this weekend, and I think we have a long season ahead of us.
There's a lady over here, blonde lady. Could you just give me your name and publication, please?
Sonja from Speed News. I do have a question for Sebastian and Michael. You took part in the charity football match yesterday, so I wanted to know how important it is for you to support kids and maybe also offspring drivers, the youth in general.
Well, I think obviously we do this many times a year, not the only time here in Germany, together with the Nationale Piloti team, with a couple of drivers, which is always nice for us in a way, just to play some football. But obviously, if we can help, in that case yesterday evening, help little kids. It's always nice to combine those two things. So we obviously try to raise as much money as possible to give them a big push. And as I said, I think it's something we do many times throughout the season, a couple of times. And the more drivers participate, the better it is as well. So it would be even better if we would have more drivers on board. But so far, I think it's very important to have. Nico is playing sometimes, Michael is playing, so to have a couple of good drivers playing as well.
Yeah, it's a beautiful combination. I mean, we love the sport. I mean, we love soccer, and to do something that you enjoy doing at the same time, we were able to give a little bit of entertainment to the fans. Quite a few thousand of people being around to want to see us, and they pay for all this charity functions that we do in many parts around the world. Particularly yesterday here in Germany, it's been certainly nice for us to do this at home, and see quite a few friends that you have sort of made up through all the years in different areas, whether it's movie business or in other sports areas. And it's good to hook up again and see them and have a little bit of social contacts. And again, but the most important finally is to help kids and people in need.
Thank you. Livio, stick your hand up.
Michael, you drove in the old circuit here in Hockenheim. Can you make some comment, old circuit, and you won from the driver's point of view, car point of view, challenge? And Mark, is there any clause in your contract that if you become world champion, will change something in the terms of the contract?
Well, old track is obviously been mainly about straight ahead and braking, some riding curbs, chicane. So it had been a challenge in a certain way, but it's a kind of more normal racetrack that we have now. Do I prefer one or the other? Both were interesting. The main focus and the main enjoyable part for us is obviously when we have the new stadium area entering the Mercedes Motordrome, seeing all our supporters, that by the way is sold out completely. That is obviously beautiful.
It's not really the forum to talk about what's inside my contract. But, so.
Adrian, down the far end in the white shirt.
A question to all of you, or those who want to answer. How stressful or demanding is a Friday for a Formula One driver, and did this unusual season change anything in your kind of working on Friday?
Friday is one of the most demanding days. Start quite early with engineering meetings, and you have all the testing all day long. So there's a lot of preparing technically for the weekend, for Saturday, Sunday. That's the most important period of the weekend. And then there comes what else? That's it really. A lot of technical stuff.
Check the radio volume. Did you get that? Do you check the radio volume?
Anyone else want to talk about Fridays? How stressful is it?
1, 2, 3. Yeah, it is obviously exactly. I learned. It is certainly the most busy time that we have on the weekend. I mean, we come in early and we leave the latest for all the weekend. And there's a lot of driving. But there's a lot of analyzation and a lot of discussions with the engineers, because that's your main focus where you prepare the weekend. In between you have some May functions as well, so it's the most heavy duty that is on us.
Gary, would you put your hand up, please? Yeah.
Michael touched on the stadium section of the track. I was just wondering if the other drivers could talk about how it feels to kind of come through that section with the fans around there.
Well, I think it's one of the best sections we have in the whole calendar, because it's packed full of people. Obviously, in the past, you were somewhere racing in the woods all by yourself, and then you came back to the paddock area, to the motordrome where the people were. But I think it's still incredible today. So to turn right and then all of a sudden drive into a kind of stadium, so makes it very special for us. Hopefully, we see a lot of German flags this weekend, and have a great atmosphere. So.
I had one of my most memorable experiences in the stadium, because it was my father's last race in DTM, and I sat on the roof of one of the DTM cars with him to wave bye to all the fans and everything, and it was absolutely ram-packed, full house, and the atmosphere and everything was incredible. And that was one of the days where I decided, wow, okay, I want to do this one day.
Any further comment? No? Okay. One further question. No, okay. Two more. These last two here. Yeah.
Mark, in the official press release, has officially admitted he was approached by Scuderia Ferrari. So, to another people here, can you confirm you was in talks with Ferrari too? Michael, maybe for a return, or Seb for a...
Who is that to? Anybody? Anyone want to talk about that? Doesn't seem that anyone wants to talk about that. Sorry. Matt. Yeah, Matt.
There's lots of history at this circuit. I was wondering if any of you guys have been up to the Jim Clark Memorial out by what was the old turn 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, I went out to the memorial when I raced in Formula 3000 in 2000. Yeah, so he was obviously an amazing driver with amazing respect for all the people that watched him race, and I went out to pay my respects, and it was amazing in those days. Obviously they raced different categories, not just in Formula 1, they did other categories in between, the main championship, if you like. So it was a sad way for him to go, but there was obviously a lot of great men lost their lives in those days. So it was an amazing circuit out the back there too, obviously very high speed and very risky for all us, and I've been out there to check it out.
Anyone else? No? Okay. Vanessa, will you raise it? Yeah, raise your arm.
It's a non-track related subject, so I hope at least one of you will want to talk about it. Sometimes there seems to be a lot of public interest in your personal lives. How much does that concern you? And do you have second thoughts before going out at night, for example? Do you think of ways of not attracting the photographer's attention or something like this?
It's part of the job, so you get used to it, and it's okay. Sometimes it can be nice, sometimes not so nice. I was in Goodwood recently, and I put on my hoodie and sunglasses and walked around the whole festival just for myself to experience it and to not be recognized, and that was very nice also, for a change. So it depends.
Well, I think you learn you learn to deal with the situation. In the end, I think it's also up to us to, as Nico just described, do normal things, lead a normal life. So I think in the end, it's not that much of a problem. Obviously, I think it depends largely who you are, how you act, and if you go out or if you go somewhere, then there might be people that recognize you. Okay, then you sign something, you do a picture, you talk to them. It's also nice and gives you a lot of energy. So, but as I said, I think it's very personal and individual how you handle the situation. So I don't know. We can ask Lewis. So everyone has different interests, I guess.
Who else? Michael, would you like to talk about it? Because I'm sure you're the major focus for a lot. Michael?
Well, I mean, indeed, you would sort of choose places to go or not to go, depending on your sort of wishes. And myself, I'm obviously more focused on living a quiet and private life, so would rather avoid lots of people. And if you go to places where it's full house, you know what to expect. If you go there for a function, it's one thing. If you go there for a private event, then that is very often difficult, and very often I simply inform myself and choose the places where to go, and try to have a calm and quiet moment, because we all love our privacy. We all want to enjoy life to the point that we can, but we have then to accept as well that it's not always the perfect combination. But what kind of life is perfect? It doesn't exist, but it's probably as much perfect as it can be for me.
Okay, thanks very much, gentlemen. Thank you. Don't all rush for the lifts.